Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to show you 5 different ways to improve gaming performance on Windows 11. So let's get started. Alright guys, so the number one option we're going to talk about is VSync. By default on a lot of games this option is turned on. Let me show you the problem. So when you just go around like this, you can see my FPS on the top right corner is 150 to 160 FPS, reaching 170 occasionally. Now let's turn it off to show you what happens. VSync off, fly and test. Look at that FPS go. Reaching almost high 90s, 200 FPS. So that's a lot of performance left on the table just to get a synced frames. So I highly recommend that you turn VSync off. Number 2, if you have a game that supports NVIDIA's DLSS or FSR from AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution, turn that on. Right now you can see that I am using NVIDIA's DLSS. You can see on my graphics quality here that my DLSS is set to performance. I can change it to off quality or balance. If I turn off NVIDIA DLSS and then hit apply, you can see we're only getting 120 to 130 FPS. Turn on DLSS. I also recommend turning off motion blur on most games unless you like the effect. I personally don't, so I leave it on off. Number 3, NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency. Now, this setting is only available in most of the FPS games such as Fortnite, Apex. I think about 80% of FPS games have this option. You need to set it to on plus boost to get the maximum amount of FPS and the frame is paced properly so you don't get any FPS drops. Look at how smooth this is. There's literally no FPS drops, which is pretty cool. If you've tried all of this, and number 4 is just lower all of your settings. Right now you can see we're getting 130, 140 FPS. You go to settings, and if we drop down some settings to low. Also, while dropping settings, if you have an option to render in DirectX 11 or performance mode in case of Fortnite, both of these options will perform slightly better than DX12, but DX12 has a more consistent performance. So if you have a modern GPU, let's say RTX 20 or 30 series, go DX12. If you have anything older, stick with DX11 or performance mode. But yeah, you can drop down these settings to low to see what happens. In my case, it doesn't affect that much performance, but in your case, you might see 10 to 20% difference. Number 5, overclock and undervolt your GPU and CPU. I've made separate videos on both of those topics. You can check out on my channel just up here. But basically undervolting and overclocking allows you to run your hardware slightly faster at lower voltages, which is good for your hardware as well as good for that sweet FPS. With that, that's pretty much it. This is how you get more FPS in any game by optimizing a few settings inside the game. If you want to check out the best settings for your NVIDIA graphics card, I have linked a video just up there to check out. And there you have it folks, that's how you increase your FPS on Windows 11 or any other Windows for that matter. But on Windows 11, it makes a huge difference because of all the modern tech packed inside the OS. Anyway guys, smash that like button if this video helped you. Consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell just down there. Check out my other content right up here. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.